Chinese paper arrived about 1100 AD, but technological change was very slow. And people at the time in the time, let's say, of the Renaissance, the Bible still was being copied painstakingly, one copy at a time, just as it was at Moses' time. In those thousands of years, there were no technological changes, except for having a better writing surface. Then everything blew up. In the middle 1400s, in Germany, in the city of Mainz, a German printer did two significant inventions that blew up the world of communication and also blew up the world of the gospel. His name was Johann Gutenberg, and he invented two things. You know what they were? Movable type. People were printing. They would print stuff, but you'd have to hand carve a whole block and then print it. It was very slow. How long do you think it would take you to carve an entire printing block? It would take you weeks, maybe. So he invented movable type that could be set in, and thus, somebody, a skilled typesetter, could set a whole new page probably in a couple hours. This was a fabulous invention. He also invented the screw press, the kind where you crank it like this, it goes boom, goes down and back up. He made a pressing machine. And for hundreds of years, that was the dominant technology. Suddenly, printed materials got cheap instead of having to be laboriously hand-copied. What was the first major work that he printed in his press? A Bible. The Gutenberg Bibles still exist. They're some of the most prized possessions. 1455, he issued his beautiful Bibles. They're printing. You should see them. They're gorgeous. I got a chance to see one in Mainz one time. It looks like it was put out by Oxford Press yesterday. Crisp, beautiful, legible. And suddenly literacy began to explode. It also meant that Bibles, instead of costing the equivalent of hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're all handmade, God could now get his word out by using this printing technology. He incidentally also used it to get Martin Luther's 95 Theses spread. And so the Protestant Reformation exploded because those theses were translated and sold cheaply for like $1 a copy, and everybody could afford one. And so the word just spread. Bibles were translated into the language of the people, and people like Tyndale and Wycliffe risked and gave their lives to get the Bible into the hands of the people. So it caused an absolute revolution in the church through what to us looked like obvious technology. It wasn't obvious back then. Imagine the limitations on gospel missionaries when they had none of that technology. Imagine the early missionaries when they needed a decision from their mission board back home, how long it would take. Now, you can get on the phone, you can IM on your computer, you can send emails bouncing back and forth. The speed at which the gospel can get out is dazzling today. A, appreciate it. B, use it. People died for you to have the ability to have a Bible in your lap. It was a death sentence to publish Bibles in the vernacular of people's language at one time. Do you know that? Don't waste their sacrifice. Use it and appreciate it. Use the content, the radio, the Christian television, and the Christian internet stuff out there. Use it.